Discussing ideas in this manner by pulling them to the extremes in a combative context is especially damaging with topics like black separatism, a topic that the white online left has repeatedly demonstrating having very little knowledge about, and thanks to Vaush and others, very little willingness to inquire further. Vaush just says they're Nazis in reverse, and everyone's like, okay, cool.
Black separatism is essentially just the black version of white nationalism.
All of this has been explained ad nauseum in these videos, but the YouTuber Carr, he has a great channel by the way, go check him out. He explains why this is ignorant as clearly as I've seen anyone do in this clip from Professor Flower's last video. Let's see if people will get it this time. 147th time's the charm.
Okay. So, we're once again in the situation where Noah has said, I'm going to play a clip that's going to show you why Vaush is wrong, or why the subject is wrong, and why this is not the same, and why you know black separatism is not the same as white separatism, and is not racist.
I can't wait to see the clip. I'm on the edge of my seat here. I want a very complex breakdown of black separatism, how it's not just, you know, a black ethno state somewhere. I can't wait.
What are the odds?
Don't disappoint me, Noah.
What are the odds that the clip we're about to see is going to actually illustrate that, and it won't just be P plus P equals R bullshit?
Man, I know that you know, Sitch. I have a soft spot in my heart for marginalized people, okay? I want to hear the actual complex argument.
We'll hear. Yes.
Yeah, let's see it. I want to hear it.
To set the record straight on black separatism, because a lot of people seem to get it wrong in online spaces. The best way, I think, to visualize it for anyone listening, separatism is basically self-determination and creating as much space away from your oppressors as possible, allowing you to act upon that self-determination. If that creating space from oppressors requires violence, then it requires violence. It doesn't have to, though. You can talk about...
What? Sitch. What the fuck? Sitch.
How can this is what I don't understand. When it comes to like Noah doing his aesthetics and his jokes, he's such a great propagandist. When it comes to him choosing clips, he chooses the worst fucking clips ever. He's like, let me show you why black nationalists and white nationalists are different. And he cuts a clip of a guy saying, well, listen, if black people don't want to interact with white people, that's fine. And if they want to use violence, that's also fine. That's the clip you choose now for your argument.
I mean, I would never. I feel we're all in this together, okay? Blacks and whites inherited this nation. We have a shared destiny, whether we like it or not, okay? This is fucking today.
He just played a clip proving the point that it is the same.
I know. This is very sad to me. What I said about it really is the people who are in favor of, you know, of multiculturalism. I hate to say it, but a diverse population against the people who just are fucking ethno-nationalists.
Listen, maybe we're wrong here. Maybe Noah is a master troll. Okay, this is the James Lindsay, Peter Boghossian, Helen Pluckrose grievance studies. Maybe Noah Sampson is a secret anti-SJW he's been making Poe videos for like the past year, and it's got out of control.
Well, it's amazing then. I mean, he's definitely I mean, unlisting the video is a masterstroke. Somehow I don't think that's the case though. Yeah, this is crazy. This is totally insane.
Rosewood, Tulsa. You can talk about MOVE in Philadelphia. MOVE was a black separatist movement, and the cops bombed it, and they killed 8 children, and they burnt down a block of townhomes. So this organization was not responsible for anyone being hurt in their town whatsoever. They literally just wanted to do what they saw, mind you, white people doing throughout the country, building compounds and building their own internal insular support networks and dual power structures. That's ultimately what separatism is about, is creating that space between the oppressors and the oppressed or plundered people so that they can act upon that self-determination. It's never been about ethnic cleansing. It's been about creating a safe distance.
It's ethnic.
See how, I mean, that's such a complicated argument, because what, they're going to have their own court system? They're going to have, I mean, is there going to be like imports and exports? What are we talking about here?
Well, yeah, but I mean, this is what we were talking about with Dave.
Yeah, I know.
Like we're gonna be for this separatism shit. You're like, well, what is that into?
Yes, I know. Exactly. I mean, he said institutions. They want to have their own institutions.
Right. And with the black separatism, it's like obviously it's philosophically racist because you're saying we're only going to allow black people to live with us, to partake in our institutions.
Yeah. What happens when a black guy wants his white wife to move in?
Right. But then the thing that Noah's not addressing, another danger of the argument here is, again, it is racist because he just made this whole big stink about how, they're not conflating colonizers with white people. But that's what the guy he said he played the clip of just did. He just labeled all white people as their oppressors.
Yeah.
Okay.
They're oppressors.
They're not saying, right. They're not saying we want to move away from racist white people that are oppressing us. They're saying we want to move away from all white people because all white people are the oppressors or represent the oppressor.
Exactly. Race essentialism. That's exactly right.
100% race essentialism.
Right.
Cleansing. I don't get it.
We saw the same problem with hypotheticals arise in Vaush's recent debate with YouTuber Noncompete, where he opposed this hypothetical regarding Jews being overrepresented in banking during the Weimar Republic.
Whenever people have been enslaved, if they rise up and use violence to liberate themselves, then that is probably acceptable because they had material conditions in which they...
Like the Nazis?
Rising up against the Nazis was acceptable, yes.
No. After World War I, the Nazis claimed that Jewish bankers were holding the country down.
And that was false consciousness because that wasn't actually happening.
How can you tell?
That was false consciousness. Their ideology was not aligned with reality.
See, he calls that false consciousness, which is an interesting thing because he doesn't realize that in the same white, black, oppressor, oppressed narrative. That would be false consciousness as well.
Yeah, but and this is what was like that. The whole non-compete. This was like non-compete's a fucking moron.
Yeah,
I don't know. But what he was saying, his argument is insane too, because he's basically just saying, the only reason the Nazis were wrong was because they were wrong about like the facts of the distribution of Jews like in powerful positions. So are you saying that if they were correct, then the Nazis would have been correct? Like what kind of fucked up argument is that?
That's a totally fucked up argument. Yeah.
How can you tell?
Because Jews don't actually control banks in the world.
There was a disproportionate number of Jewish control of banks in Germany during the Weimar Republic.
All right, Vaush, we're done here. Thank you. Goodbye. This is that's all I need to hear.
You don't have an ethical... Oh my God. I'd run too if I was him. In case anyone's curious about what's happening there, that guy was actually too stupid to have a conversation with.
Oh, Jesus Christ, why did I ever watch this stuff? In response to Non-Compete's claim that no, the Jews did not control the banks.
Jews don't actually control banks in the world.
Vaush responds with, actually, yes, they did.
There was a disproportionate number of Jewish control of banks in Germany during the Weimar Republic.
All right, Vaush, we're done here.
He doubles down on this claim in a follow-up video days later by arguing that this is a statistically accurate reading of history.
The critical thing here is that for me saying that there was a disproportionate amount of Jewish control of the banks in the Weimar Republic, a bunch of people online are calling me a Nazi. Or like everywhere, it's like a whole meme thing. And
I can't imagine why. I know. Jesus,
it's so funny. Like I feel no sympathy on our bad here because this is all like, oh, you've made your bed.
Totally.
And now you're gonna fucking sleep in it.
Not only that, it totally plays into exactly what you were saying about how when you're in a debate, you want to, you're never going to say you're wrong. Vaush experiences that 4 days later. It's like, what the fuck, dude? Let it go. Right.
Well, it's interesting because in his egomaniacal rants after he talks to Noah, he makes this thing where he says like, oh, he double, triples, quadruples down and never changes his mind.
Right.
And he says that like it's a good thing.
I know, it's a terrible thing.
I was like, what? This is so weird.
People online are literally characterizing you as a Nazi, and you're continuing to give them ammunition because you don't want to admit you were wrong on a point. Fucking, this is where I'm completely with you. Lie in the bed, Vaush. Get in the bed.
I don't know if is Vaush factually wrong here because Noah doesn't actually, I think, try to contend the facts here.
Right.
Whether there was a disproportionate amount of Jews in Germany that were, running banks or whatever.
Right. He's literally going to bat for Nazis. There's no way around that. That was a Nazi argument in the Holocaust, and you have fucking
wait a minute.
Vaush here looking for evidence that the Nazis were correct. How is he not?
No. Did you watch the non-compete Vaush debate?
I did.
Okay, because remember the entire point of Vaush bringing this up, which is I hate to say it, he's correct on. Okay, is that you need to have some kind of ethical framework about what behavior is allowed and what isn't allowed. And this spawned off of the fact that non-compete refused to talk about hypothetical situations with Vaush. And it seemed like non-compete was basically saying, well, as long as someone is oppressing you, you're allowed to rise up against them.
And he's testing that ethical axiom.
And he's testing that by saying, well, the Nazis categorized the Jews as oppressing them because they had disproportionate amount of wealth over them.
Right.
Okay.
So
he's not saying he agreed. He's not saying that justifies it. He's saying that non-compete's framework would justify it.
Right. But this is a central axiom of CRT. How is it not?
It is a central axis. Yeah, completely.
So
100%.
I'm saying Vaush endorses that ethical component. I mean, maybe he should. It seems like he's going against that ethical component now. He's basically Vaush is coming out and saying, even if you're oppressed, genociding your oppressors is probably not a good idea.
Yes.
Right?
Right, because he's defending himself in the debate, so obviously he can come out on the correct side of something.
Right. Yes.
Yes.
But that's not the CRT position. And non-compete. We're calling all these people dumb. We've called non-compete dumb. We've called Noah dumb. This is the problem with these ideologies, because even a dumb person is led down this path, right?
You mean a smart person?
No, a dumb person.
Oh, well, dumb. What do you mean? Dumb people are led down all sorts of paths.
Yeah. But at the same time, I mean, it's like it's the water that they're swimming in.
Right.
Let's put it this way: they're not able to see the faults in this position. They're not able to reason themselves out of these horrible positions. Right.
Yeah. No, I understand. Yeah. I mean, even though we throw dumb around, the only person I think in this space that is 100% legitimately stupid is Hassan.
Yeah.
I mean, that's why I don't understand. Like, Noah's so captured by ideological possession that he just is blind to this stuff, I guess.
Yes. Yeah, totally.